Grand Risings, Grand Risings. Today is Thought Provoking Thursday, June 16th, and this is your Shekinah Wisdom podcast. Well, to set it off, I want to say happy birthday to my little brother. Today is his birthday. Gemini season, still in effect. And also Tupac. Tupac and him have the same birthday. Well, today, my lovelies, I want to talk to you about the importance of getting prepared. Coming down the pipeline, we are going to see some ridiculously high food prices, right? Where you could see meat going up for as much as $25 a pound for like chicken and basic things like that. That's what's predicted in the fall. So you need to start getting prepared now. Get you a deep freezer if you're a meat eater. And if you are not a meat eater, start making sure that you stock up on your reserves, right? This is why I've been pushing and telling people to grow their own foods and different things of that nature. And now we are getting so caught up in an everyday lifestyle that we're not paying attention to what is going on around you. When the gas prices started going up, that was the red flag right there, right? Because you need fuel to transport food from the farm to the land and to transport food and commerce from the cargo bay to the land, right? To the different stores on land. And that was being disrupted, right? And now we're seeing our food being affected, right? America is turning into a third world country before our eyes, and no one's paying attention to the signs, right? We really need to come up with a better way of dealing with these issues that we are encountering. And we need to start building collective resources. And the reason why is because when people come to a place where they really need something, they're going to take it. But if you have measures set in place where that doesn't have to be, you can continue to function. We have to pay attention to what is going on around us and why it's happening. It's happening because we have become so divided. And so poverty is one way of bringing people together. And that's what's happening because we are not coming together on our own accord. There's no reason in this country of America or any country where you should have any citizens that are starving, any citizens that are going without, any citizens that are living homelessly, and it's not by choice. Because some people choose to live that lifestyle. They just rather have like a nomadic lifestyle. And I respect that. But then there's some people that's forced into that lifestyle, and that is not what they desire. Look around. We are going to start getting the karma of our ways, right? Everybody gets that humility lesson. When you ignore the trials and tribulations of others and you're contributing directly to those trials and tribulations, you are going to deal with the karma, right? The karma is the leveling up process. And part of that leveling up process is you going through those experiences yourself, so you can see exactly how it feels. That's when our sense of entitlement falls away and we start dealing with the harsh, cruel reality. I've gone through this process several times because I had ego issues, right? And my ego issues at that time stemmed from a place of insecurity. And what do you expect is going to come next down the pipeline? How do you think things are going to look and things are going to change? And how can you be ahead of that curve? How can you make sure that life continues to happen for you and not to you? That you're in the driver's seat, right? Because right now you're armed with information. And the information that you're armed with is not only beneficial, could be beneficial for you, but to your people that you interact around you. Be mindful, you have some prep time. Think about what you're going to do by the fall. Because by the fall, those prices are going to start really surging. And we have to be able to maintain within it. Some of us come from who grandparents grew up in the Great Depression era. So they know what was next. And we were taught how to survive. Share your survival tips with others. I'll start right now. Try to get it down to eating 1 meal a day. It's very possible. We do not need to eat 3 meals a day, right? That's the misnomer. And when your stomach will shrink, you're not eating as much. And try to incorporate more vegetables into your diet. You don't have to consume meat every single day. You don't. There are other different meals. Try working on different types of meals that are not requiring meat. You could do this because you're going to be prepared for it. It's not as scary as we think when you take the time to prepare. My grandmother would make a big pot of beans. That pot of beans will last for like a couple of days. And we have different meals with those beans. She would make different types of beans. And it kept us fed. These are some things that we need to learn how to do. My grandmother always kept a deep freezer. And that's where she stored meat and different things that we would eat. Because, my grandfather would hunt and different things like that. They ate foods that I don't eat today, but they knew how to survive. Right? That's what I learned growing up. Survival skill in my early years. Anytime I was around my grandparents, and they had money. They were well off. They were fine. But since they came from an era of having to save, that's what they did. They saved. My grandmother owned 3 properties in downtown Jersey City, right? And in a prime real estate area on Jersey Avenue. And owned 7 acres of land in South Carolina. On top of that, they had money, right? But what they learned from their experiences was the importance of securing your family, right? And that's what I want you all to do. And you might be the only one in your family, but whatever it is, have a plan of action. Create a plan of action with your neighbors, because you could have everything and you could be secure. You could have your generator and all of that going on. But the person that doesn't have that, they'll be knocking on your door for your resources. And how are you going to handle that situation? That's why I said create a plan of action now. So you know how to work with your neighbors. So, because your neighbors are your first line of defense. How many times have I told you that? Your main resources. Start getting to know the people in your neighborhood now. Start having this discussion. Talk about ways that we could come together collectively. We have community gardens where I live. We need to start building more collective resources. We could do this. We got it. And we have it to share. Just like I'm sharing my intellectual currency with you right now. Now, if you need the further support in your healing journey, head over to ShekinahWisdom.com. I was just made aware that I'm having website issues. And it's hard to try to pay attention to all these different websites at different times. So right now, I'm having somebody take what was on my IMU collection website and combining it So it's easier for me to navigate what's going on, what's needed. So that's what is happening now. So you guys know what's going on. And then if you want to continue to help support the work we do here, you can Cash App Unearthing the Truth. Every little bit helps, and thank you. Starting next week, I'm going to be airing my podcast live on Bigo. So that is something fun. Download the Bigo app, Bigo, and follow Empress True, EmpresSTRU, no E at the end. And yeah, and then we'll be going live there. So many things in the mix, so many changes. You know, you have to constantly recreate yourself. And that's what I've been doing and continue to do. And thank you for continuing to support me. I really appreciate all those of you that tune in every day, that download. That's real support. And that really means a lot. A lot of people don't realize how just doing that right there contributes a lot to what people have going on. And those that are doing it, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate all of your love, your energy, and your continued support of my projects. All right, my lovelies, you have a wonderful, thought-provoking Thursday. And I hope I've given you stuff that was going to spark that noodle. All right, have a wonderful day.